global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are looking at a new country that will be created in Africa come July 10, 2020. And guess what? Nigeria will be losing about 24 local government council to this new UN country. And they need to have it that by July 10 this year, Nigeria may lose 24 local council by way of ceding to a new country to be known as United Nations Organization, State of Cameroon, at its borders with La République du Cameroon. That's the current Cameroon country. It was then that the withdrawal of Biya's, that's president of Cameroon's military, from the southern part of the planned UNO state of Cameroon has set the stage for the creation of the new state being spearheaded by the UN. The withdrawal of troops by Biya was formally demanded by the former president of the United Nations General Assembly, Ali A. Treki, on May 20, 2020. This was disclosed in a May 26, 2020 letter of the UN State of Cameroon to Professor Martin Ate, the United Nations appointed workshop coordinator in Cameroon and Nigeria. And Ate said in the letter, and I quote, say, "Greetings and thank you very much for the attached list of those who were detained in the Ngambe prison of Cameroon. It is only now that the soldiers of La République du Cameroon are being withdrawn from the southern part of UNO state of Cameroon." He said it was a good thing Tricky kept the record straight. On UN creation of the new country in Africa, Tate said, and I quote, "I should be getting back to you once the United Nations finishes with an official announcement on the existence of the UNO state of Cameroon to the international community." While conceiving the new state, the former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan invited former President Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria and Biya of Cameroon to sign documents respecting their country's international boundaries. It was learned that Obasanjo and Biya signed the document in March 2003 to cede their twins territories, northern and southern Cameroon, to the proposed UNO new country in West and Central Africa. The UN, according to recent report, pledges to actualize a new state of Cameroon on July 10, 2020. Residents of the southern Cameroon were excited over the merger of their land with northern Cameroon in Nigeria, comprising 24 local government areas in Borno, Adamawa, and Taraba states. Now, Taraba will be ceding to the new created country 5 local government. Adamawa will be ceding 12 local government, and then Taraba will be ceding 7 local government. It was also learned that the southern Cameroon residents have since last year, during the agitation to separate, tagged the UNO state of Cameroon as Ambazonia. In Nigeria, the new country landmass extends from Bakassi Peninsula in Cross River State to Ngala local government area of Borno State in Lake Church region, while responding to ceding 5 local government area from Borno. One of the aides of Governor Baba Gana Zulum said, "We'll study the recent unfolding development on ceding Bama, Goza, Dikwa, Kala, and Ngala local government to the UN state of Cameroon. The state government will also be liaising with the federal agency on how to cede the affected local government area, as Obasanjo and Biya had signed a document with the UN to respect their international boundaries." According to the UN workshop coordinator and chairman steering committee, Ate, the council to be ceded to UNO state of Cameroon include Bama, Goza, Ngala, Kala, Dikwa. Others include Madagali, Michika, Mobi North, Mobi South, Mayo, Tongo, Gaye, Seti, Hong, Jada, Maya, and Jada Council. It was learned that before the announcement of the new state, the UN has kept northern and southern Cameroon under watch since Obasanjo and Biya signed the document under the UN treaty. Meanwhile, the Secretary General of UN, Antonio Guterres, has commenced the process of sensitization towards the July 10 date of creating the new state for the Anglophone separatists in Cameroon. According to report, Guterres has continuously reached out to UN representatives in charge of the territory at TAID to constantly organize sensitization workshop on the brief history of the UNO state of Cameroon. The UN is determined and constantly fingered as an interested party in the arrangement of the actualized a new state. The Nigerian government has been urged to carry out an investigation to establish the fact that surrounds the ceding of 24 local government area to create a new country. And also, according to government, Nigeria, particularly in the northeast region, with a decade-long Boko Haram insurgency, is sandwiched between its territory and Cameroon Republic, with Bakassi Peninsula and Lake Chad located south and northeast of the UNO state of Cameroon. All right, that's the news. And we just want to look at this. My colleague is in the house and we want to talk about this because it's really an interesting one. Most people had believed that these Ambazonian guys will be having their independence alongside Biafra. That had been the wish of most people. But hey, July 10, 2020 is the slated date. Looking at this, what do you think? Nigeria losing 24 local government areas to this newly created country. What kind of effect would it post on the country?
Well, could still remember 2003, that's 2003, where they ceded some part of Bakassi in Cross River State, an oil-rich state, to Cameroon, and that was one of the major reasons why Cross River State was delisted from an oil-producing state. And they, from then on, they never had allocations from oil. Now, some Nigerians are looking at it as good riddance. Good riddance in the sense that most of the part they are taking are actually from the north. From Borno. Borno have been known to have issues with the Boko Haram, Boko boys and the rest of this. Like, if they can take the Boko part of Nigeria, Boko boys, where Boko boys have been, having so much problem. Yeah. Yes, they can take it and take care of Boko Haram, no problem. They don't have a problem with that. But then, if this continues like this, it doesn't speak well. Another thing that easily brought people to mind was, if you can still remember when one of the first problems they had with what's this name again? The former vice president of Nigeria, I'm talking about Atiku Abubakar, yes. When he was contesting as the president of Nigeria, what APC did was to tell Nigerians that he is not a Nigerian but rather a Cameroonian, and he had to prove it. Well, looking at the local government that will be ceded to Cameroon, to Ambazonia, is Jada, and Jada is a local government in Adamawa State, yeah. And our yours sincerely, Atiku Abubakar, is from Jada, Adamawa State. So we're looking at Atiku Abubakar being a Cameroonian from Ambazonian. And this is some of the things we're looking at. If this continues and Nigeria keep agreeing to cede the local government, a time will come, maybe the whole of the north may likely go to another country. Who knows?
All right, and we just want to look at also the issue of some of the infrastructures that are already been built in those ceded local government. I think that's why most people are overly careful when it comes to building key infrastructures, yes, at the border. Yes. Now we already have, I think we have a railway that is going straight to Borno State, and I don't know.
But there's
Douara side. Okay. So what do you have to say about this? Because it's really troubling. If we have key infrastructure that have possibly been generating revenue to the state, them losing it to these other people, do you think that with that development, the federal government would think twice in creating, infrastructure in border
That's
states?
Actually one of the things they should be thinking of. If you must create infrastructures, it shouldn't be at the borders, and anything can happen. And don't forget that the then president, Olusegun Obasanjo, had already agreed in a person's signature on some of this ceding stuff as at then, where they ceded this. So that means unconsciously, he has agreed that there will be peaceful dissolution. Okay, but then that's another thing we should look at. we should be very careful building infrastructures at border areas. Anything can happen. Tomorrow, Google Map will tell us something different.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And I want to look at the issue of revenue for these guys, talking about for those states, because the revenues that are often given is it centers around
Population.
the population, yeah, the local government that are there. I think before now, Borno State had about 25 local government area. I think about 5 is going to leave them also. Now, looking at all of that, I think that they may not want to, reduce the revenue as per. I'm talking about what they normally get from their own from the federal government. All right, well, let's leave that. Let's look at Biafra. They are also one of the people that have been pushing so hard for independence from Nigeria. They want to secede from the country. They want to have a country of their own. What do you have to say about this?
Before now, Biafra had actually been pushing for actualization of Biafra, that's this old eastern region. And Ambazonia too has been on their matter, on their own matter, so to speak. It's as if both of them were working in synergy. But the difference was the fact that in Ambazonia, they didn't just declare, they didn't just say they are a country, they had their currency. They have started working inside Cameroon as a nation. And that was why their president there was picking them up and, imprisoning them, of which it got the attention of UN and got the attention of Donald Trump,
yeah.
where he now begin to say, look, these guys are, this is now genocide. Picking people and doing all manner of them is not acceptable. It's against human rights law, and which is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been trying to do also for Biafra by telling IPB members not to fight, not to carry arms, but for every mishap done, they should put it on the internet, let the whole world also see that there is something like that going on against Biafrans as well, so that whatever is happening to Ambazonia should also be given to Biafrans as well. So this is like a moral booster for Biafrans. If Ambazonia can get it, then they're hopeful that they also will get it as well.
All right, thank you very much. Some persons are of the opinion that the whole North should go to so that at least they should go and create their own, so that this issue of insecurity and all of that should cease. All right, but that's where we are going to leave it. Just go to our comment section. What do you have to say about a creation of a new country in Africa? Do you think that this is a pointer to the fact that country like, people like Biafrans will be considered anytime soon? Let's discuss all of this in our comment.